Hello, here is me practicing about the final video, or thinking about what is going to be the final video on my original channel. I guess I can call it now my original channel. What is going to be my final video? I and I need to plan this out loud, so I might as well do it to the camera, and thus I have one more little bit of document for my private channel where all the wheels continually turn and turn and turn, and I read Captain Blood out loud. Um, so what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I will have my final video will be a waffle video, and in that video I'll just quickly start out with what's happening with the channel. Just put it at the beginning, play fair, don't put it right at the end. Just put a little thing in there of, you know, how would I start it? Hi. Let's Before I go into the full waffle, let me start off with something that I've been working on been working on for a little while here, which is I'm going to create a new channel and shutter this channel. It's not a I'm it's not a big surprise. It's not a, oh, I'm going to change identities or anything. It's still going to be me. It's still going to be Jy Shy. Just going to be Jy Shy, but instead of A's, there'll be Z's or Z's for my international audience of those who use them. I'm going to just start a new channel, and sort of, it's my idea to kind of give myself a little refresh. I've been doing this for, I think it doesn't show it because I privated a bunch of video. I privated a number of videos, but I'm over 500 videos. You can see my little counter in the description box that I just love. I've done about 500 videos on this channel, and I love making videos. I love making videos on YouTube of chatting about books or just chatting in general. But I kind of I have this impulse to kind of make a fresh start. And one of the things for a fresh start is going to be I'm going to have comments on my new channel, which funnily comes out of sort of the idea of me thinking, prompted by all the kind of monetization kind of discussion, bun fight stuff that's been going on lately. It actually made me think about what makes me kind of uncomfortable about the comment section, and what kind of relationships you build online, and that being a part of what freaks me out about comments. But actually, sort of the kind of what I think of as kind of the sources of people's disagreements over monetization on this particular tiny little segment of BookTube actually kind of illuminated things for me and made me go, oh, that's where we have kind of that my discomfort over comments is slightly kind of connected to people having queasiness over monetization or not monetization, in what some people view more as this is kind of is a hustle, is more of a hustle, is more of a kind of a bit of a job. I'm providing a service for you, and the people who are on here to kind of like, I'm just on here to chat with people. It's more of a social media. It's more social media in the sense of I'm just chatting with friends. And I can see both sides, and I can see why it's so slippery and gets so complicated, and why people can get kind of heated on both sides. But I don't have any dogs in the game in that. But that kind of thing of just like, oh yeah, there's different. That's sort of some of the sense of where it's weird about chatting to people online that you maybe you'll meet in person, but maybe you'll just only know online, and what kind of relationships develop, and just how interesting and rich those are. And I mean, I felt, it's like, especially as a deeply introverted person, I felt uncomfortable having, like, are all the people who subscribe to my channel my friends? No. I mean, I'm a very introverted person, and I have probably a very high bar of what I consider a friend. And because of that, I probably count two people in my real life that I count as my friends, and I'm married to one of them. So that probably tells you exactly how high up of a gate I have for that kind of thing. So it's it's kind of weird having people online who I know and I interacted with, and what's my relationship to them, and how do I treat them? How do I navigate myself? Um, and I mean, to be honest, I still see, like, whenever an argument kind of pops up, I see how hard people can go at each other in text, which can be a lot more. It's a lot more human, I find, in the video format. I mean, it could also get probably even worse in the video format, but um, it's like when people are when I've seen, some angry videos lately. It's like, even in the midst of those, it's like, yeah, but I still love the guy. That kind of thing. There's that kind of, we're having a disagreement, and I feel vehement about something and stuff, but there's still kind of a softening, a human nature to it, which, as someone who is really averse to conflict and gets really kind of freaked out by that, that is um, probably a core reason why I like this as a way of communicating with other people, and also being safe behind the camera, because it definitely stresses me out as well. But yeah, that's to say, um, I think I'd like to kind of restart trying that again, of being like, okay, have comments open on my thing, be a sporadic commenter on other people's videos. I'm still crappy at it, and oftentimes I just don't have anything to say. I'm whatever the internet version of small talk is, I'm crappy at it. It'll take me 3 hours to uh, construct small talk. In a certain frame of mind, it is just pulling teeth. I can't do it, or it just takes so much time that it is beyond. It's I don't have the time to devote all the time it would be necessary to do it, and I know that is a mental block. But I'm gonna continue working on it, and I think probably a part of that will be, okay, I should have a channel where there are comments. But why stop this channel? And I think a part of it is like, oh, I'm just going to start from zero again, which is really lovely. And there's something about the kind of just the act of saying, I've I've amassed however many subs, which I think are complete. There's a part of me that just thinks that's completely meaningless, but I also remember starting the channel and being like, oh boy, I'm gonna get, there's people, I'm gonna get to know people, and oh, maybe I'll get 100. Oh, maybe I got 200. Um, but I just don't care about that anymore. And I know realistically that you kind of you accumulate subs, but it's people who pass in and pass out, and there's basically zombie accounts left. And there's some people you subscribe to, and it's only like once in a blue moon that you see something of theirs that you go, oh, I'd like to watch that. But most of the time you don't. And I think everyone's got that, and people's got people like, oh, I need to see every one of their videos as they come out. Or you go through phases where, oh, I'm really into what they're doing at the moment, but then they kind of drift to something else, or your interests drift a different way, and you go off. This is again the whole thing with what our relationship is with the people that we interact with online. I mean, I guess it's like friends in real life. You sometimes are more interested in what they're doing than others. It's a little different though. It's a little different. Like if you go to hang out with a friend, you you hang out with a friend, you're kind of more present there. Whereas this isn't quite that. Um, So yeah. See, I'm still working things out this way, and it's one of the things that I'll probably do. But there is something about just saying like, okay, I'm gonna kind of clear all that away, and whoever follows me over, or whoever newly discovers my new channel, that's fine. I'm kind of dealing with them, but there's various bits of history in my channel that I I'd be happy to just kind of put to one side. I'd be happy to put to one side. I mean, I have to admit, though, I don't regret making my video about Adrian at Strip Covered Lit. I still, for the most part, I stand by that video. It's what I saw at the time. If he wanted to respond to it, he could respond to it. He didn't. He never has, and I've left the video up to this day, probably because of that, because it's never been. He decided to step out, and I mean that was his decision, what he wanted to do in that situation. um but I really regret that when I made that video, that I suddenly had an influx of people who subscribed to my channel. I really regret that. I feel really deeply uncomfortable about that. It has led me to feeling, I don't know. It makes me feel like a fraud, which is, as I mean, I don't know why it does. It does though. It does. It makes me feel like a fraud. And um yeah, so it's one of these things where it's like, how can I kind of get out from under that feeling, which kind of lingers to this day? And I think a really nice way to do that would just be to start a new channel. And it's not like I'm doing it sneakily. Here's my announcement video. Anybody who actually watches these videos will know that I've done this, and that there's the first thing down below will be a link to the new channel. Hi, there I'll be. Um, but um, yeah, it's just kind of a fresh start, and it's not going to be a different channel. It's going to still be me rambling along. I've slowly, hopefully, improving as I go, as I've done. It's the slow turtle who maybe hopefully is going up, maybe could just be maybe just going around in a circle. I mean, I'm always struck when I look at people who are like really great at this, that sometimes you go back and you watch their first video and you go, uh they all the ingredients were right there from the beginning. Um and yeah, I'm working on it. You know, uh, Barely competent is okay. Is okay goal for myself. See, I'm just bashing on myself, which is one of the things I would like to actually uh, work on. But I mean, I don't. But the other part is, it's just a part of me. It's a part of me. So that said, yes, I am creating this. I'm creating a new channel. It's kind of a fresh start. Um, I guess my only request, it's a request because, as when I was talking to Jean about this, she said, "Are you telling people to do something?" It's like, no, I would never tell people to do something because they won't listen to me. Anyways, what my request is that if you want to go over to this new channel and watch, that's great. But I'm this video is not a subscriber drive. If anything, this is a video pleading that is an anti-subscriber drive. This is like, if you individually who is watching this want to come over and watch me in the new channel, that is totally fine. But I, you know, if you're not interested, and I'll just take as, if you're not watching this video, you probably aren't interested, and that's fine. That is totally good, and that is great. That is great, because there's a part of me that feels like I've got all these not interested people around, and the part of this is just culling that. So what's the request there? The request there is, you can subscribe, but don't tell anyone else to subscribe. See, now I suggest that you don't tell anyone else to subscribe, because that's not the spirit I'm going for on this new channel. Um, It's one of these. I know that like a lot of times people like will look at other channels that they think are tremendous and they'll shout them from the rooftops because they think they're amazing and why isn't more people watching? Which is great. Which is great. But I'm not asking. God, I'm sounding so fucking arrogant in that. See, this is why I need to practice this. Um, but yeah, but I'm not asking that for this channel. If people pick it up, that's fine. If I do something that's actually worth note that you mention in your video, that would in your channels or in your comments, that's fine. But see, this is all really me in my head. I should leave this to other people. I just don't want to start a new channel and then suddenly wake up and find a whole ton of subs from people I don't know. I need to figure out how to kind of phrase this in a way that people get the idea without me having to say, don't tell other people to subscribe. I think it goes back. See, this is why I wanted to practice. If I go back and I say, so, I think it's stressing that I want to make a channel where it's not an audience, if you know what I mean. It's not a bunch of disinterested people. There's that I watch people with large channels and I think they do an excellent job of having a genuine relationship with the people who watch their videos. And they can do it with a large, what I consider like, over 1,000 is large to me, which is ridiculous. But who can deal with that of having a large audience. I know I'm not at that stage, if I ever will be. And I don't think that's what I'm looking for in whatever my YouTube experience is. And I mean, I know. The best way to do that would be to not make videos or make private videos that you share with 5 other people, and that is it. So what the hell am I doing? I have no idea. Maybe I'm just being ridiculous. You see, this is a good thing about talking stuff out as well. Maybe I'm just being ridiculous with myself right now to start a new channel saying like, I'm going to start new, refreshed, but I don't want anyone to watch is bizarre. I already have that channel. I have a private readers channel. What I'm doing this on, I have a private readers channel, which is what I have for that kind of stuff. And if I'm going to make a new channel, a new public facing channel, I'm going to have to accept that people might watch it. And so I'm going to drop the whole thing of don't tell anyone else about it. I'm just going to say like, okay, I'm starting a new channel and that's nice. And, just emphasize, I kind of enjoy I'm looking forward to not having that many people subscribe to me. And that's probably enough. To say, you know what? I'm looking forward at the beginning to having hardly any subscribers. That to me seems like, that works for me. I know that doesn't work for the majority of people. Didn't work for me when I did this the first time around, but right now, I'm looking forward to having you, only you, as a subscriber. And that's it. If you've gotten this far, only you as a subscriber. And that's fine. But it doesn't need to be anybody else. All right. So, from this channel, which doesn't have any comments, I will say goodbye. And if you feel like it, you can go over to my new channel and there's probably a video or 2 up there already. Maybe one just welcoming you to the channel. And if you don't feel like doing that, that is also super cool. You got to see one stage in my weird electronic existence, and maybe that's enough. Maybe that was enough. Maybe I'm just going to repeat myself again in another 500 videos. I'll be going, yep, I'm going to shut down this one too. I won't be just deleting any of the videos on this channel. except if I go back and there's a review of a Brandon Sanderson novel, which is like 45 minutes of me doing a plot summary of the book, which I deeply hate. And for some reason I left up, and the last time I looked at it, it had like a lot of views, which I'm sure were a lot of people who clicked on it when, who is this guy, then unclicked again. But it's like so many that it makes me cringe that something so early and so terrible would have that many views. I mean, it is a deeply, deeply tedious video. So with that fond look back at a highlight from this channel, I will end. I've been Jay. No more videos on this channel, but oh God, always, always, always more videos somewhere. All right, bye.